you said, I'm Dina from Breathitt County, Sebastian Elementary, MSD. And I chose this topic because I'm passionate about it, I guess, because sometimes when my students, it's time for them to go into the regular education setting, they're like, I don't want to go today. I really don't want to go. So we talk about why they don't want to go. And it's various reasons. Like, I feel kind of lost when I'm in there. People are looking at us. We sit in a group by ourselves, and just, we don't know the teacher as good as we know you. We don't know the procedures. They're like, we don't know how we're supposed to ask to go to the bathroom or how long we're supposed to, things like that. Just simple things. So that's why I guess this topic is, I'm passionate about it. Because of course when my kiddos go out, I want them to be comfortable and accepted and welcomed. So, alright, so how do I switch this? Just click over here.
Probably space bar.
Yep. Okay, I just don't want to I can mess things up. Okay, so I am going to begin with an activities. Maybe help my nerves. I'm only used to presenting in front of kids, so this is a little bit
We all feel that.
different for me. Okay, good. I have my fidget because that is something
I'll help you pass.
my kids, I just kind of randomly,
Okay, just hand everybody one.
well, just, everybody don't have to, just whoever.
Okay.
I was just thinking how cool that fidget was.
And it's helping me, I feel like I know what to do with my hands right now.
Yeah.
This has been the best one that I have bought for my kids. So this is a Temu purchase. I got 12 of these for $7. And the arms come off, and you can link all those together for a different fidget. Also the head of the poppet, and then it spins. But their little hands are too small for the whole body to spin through. But it is helping me at this moment. So. Okay, so for number one, read the information on the card. For number one. It says, it's what color, I'm gonna ask you what color is the cat. So, what color is your cat?
Black.
Okay.
It's shorts.
Okay. So just space bar? Right. I'm getting to that. Cat is black. Good job, guys. Great job. Number two says, read your information for number two. Where was the car?
Freeway.
On the freeway? Okay, good job, freeway. That's great. You did great. Freeway. Okay, ready for number three. What did the cat do? Logan?
This is where Mark Johnson's German class came in handy.
I was hoping that everybody wouldn't recognize that it was German. Because I'm getting to my point. So did everyone understand the information presented to you? Did everybody understand? Knew the answer?
I didn't.
Yeah, please.
I did not know. I did not know it.
I thought I should go a little more like.
We just
maybe even
had
like.
German in my high school I went to.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was, it was easy to translate, so sorry. That's okay, it's okay. But you get my point. So did everyone feel like the information was presented in a manner that you could understand? For those of you that didn't know German, that got the German, could you understand? Didn't? No? I did give you, all the information that you needed to answer my question. So did everyone feel included in the activity? Everyone did feel included. I asked out loud. So this activity included information that provided answers to my questions. I did provide everyone with the right answer. I did. Most people read the information and comprehended what was written. However, some cards had crucial words for comprehension that were in German or foreign words. But sometimes our students with moderate to severe disabilities or FMD do hear things. It's what they feel like is foreign language because they need a different way for it to be presented for them to get it. So that's what I like to say is, sometimes they hear foreign language. Even though we're giving them the information, it's not the way they need to comprehend. So, far too often special education students feel like they are trying to learn in a foreign language. The general curriculum is not always presented to them in a manner they comprehend easily. So, I've already jumped up the gun and kind of did this, so, who had the German words, or who felt lost, and did you feel left out?
Well, like the first sentence I did, I
Okay.
don't know what that was.
Good,
It took me
good.
reading the other ones and I was like, oh, I know where this cat's from.
Because, I did tell you that it was black, but it was in a foreign language.
Yeah.
So sometimes certain students are not reading on grade level, they're not, comprehending on grade level, or the passage is too long for their comprehension. I mean, they're teaching to stay focused to comprehend what's being read to them. So when kids are found eligible for special education services, family and teachers often have concerns, and more so toward FMD. That's where a common concern is that their child will be placed in a different classroom apart from other kids, or what we call a resource room, which is I have a resource room. So a resource classroom is often the most appropriate setting for the students who are considered to have a functional mental disability, FMD. We also call that MSD, moderate to severe disability. These students often split part of the day, school day, in a resource classroom and in the general curriculum. So both environments provide the student opportunity to receive small group instruction, one-to-one, individualized instruction, content instruction, and socialization with non-disabled students. So how is this possible? As a teacher, we only have so many hours in the day. There's only one of us. It's hard to individualize or one-to-one or small groups. So how is this possible? It probably doesn't seem possible. So most Kentucky schools districts utilize a co-teaching model for all students, so regular education and a special education teacher. In our district, in our schools, each grade level have a co-teaching model during the day, and they all, they share the planning, the organization, the delivery, assessment of instruction, as well as the physical space. They're in the room together during reading or math or whatever, their schedule looks like. So this is one way that inclusion and these small groups and one-to-one could work within our day, is co-teaching. And also with FMD and MSD, a lot of times instructional aides go with certain students. But what we don't want to see is all of our MSD kids sitting in a corner together, and not being part or feeling a part of the group, of the whole class. So all students can benefit from this model. It allows for students with disabilities, including those with a functional mental disability, FMD, to better participate in the general education curriculum. Inclusion of all population is the focus. So this is the IDEA definition. Inclusion is a principle that supports the education of children with disabilities alongside their non-disabled peers rather than separately. And this is the definition for FMD. But just to sum up, adaptive of 55 or below, 3 standard deviations below the mean. Also the cognitive, 55 or below, those would meet the criteria that we have an academic deficit too. So that's the criteria to meet, the criteria for FMD. It's long, so if you glance through it. But I pulled this from our Infinite campus, this is what we go by. Is everybody good with this one? So ponder this. Is your school practicing inclusion? I like the word ponder, I say it a lot. I know it's... So are students embraced without condition and viewed as equals by their peers? Are they accepted? Are they, everybody understand, whatever they're... I have a student that wears a helmet. A lot of times they have a question, why does he wear that helmet? And I just said, because sometimes he falls and we don't want him to bump his head. So, sometimes we have to have those conversations. So are they receiving assistance they need to participate fully in all aspects of the class? That's where our co-teaching, our instructional assistants are, they know how to modify or to provide the specially designed instruction, and also to their accommodations. They're familiar with all of that. So are the perspectives of students sought out, listened to, and respected by others? Call on them if call on them to answer questions, just like you would everybody else. Are students developing a relationship with their peers that are mutually wanted and enjoyed? Peer mentors. And a lot of times after a couple, you'll have them volunteer. And I want to sit with, little Johnny today or whoever. I want to hang out with him today. So peer mentors is a great way to get them to meet different students in the class. So make mental checks in your mind. Are all students, special education and general education, involved in all of the same places, programs, and activities as their peers? Grade level field trips, assemblies, science projects, big class projects, guest speakers. Include those kids for that. They do enjoy it. Don't assume that they wouldn't get it or it's over their head. And in some cases, they may not. We have students that have a very short attention span. They can't sit for too long. So if it's not something, but give them a try. Have a conversation with them, prepare them for what's going to be. Is all their presence and participation actively sought out and encouraged by others in your class? Like I said before, reach out to them. Like, what do you think about this? Most of my students love to be the center of attention and tell their opinion, and that's okay. That's great. I have some that'll just, I don't want to talk out loud. That's okay. We're going to try to encourage that anyways, because I don't like doing this, so I can't ask them to do something that they don't like to do and then me not. So I'm actually stepping out of my comfort zone today. Are all students treated as unique individuals, recognized for their strengths and appreciated for who they are? So just let them be them. They are who they are. So if you answered yes to all the questions, then you are practicing good inclusion. If you answered no to one or more, then you need to improve your inclusion of special population practices. So for the no questions considered, are you leaving any student out of instructional activities? This may be unintentional. Is the curriculum individualized for student learning? Styles. Some of my picture cut that off, sorry. What should you be doing entirely different, and what are the next steps? So I did put some suggestions and some things that's worked for us with our co-teaching, with the instructional assistants. Just challenge your students. Emphasize how the student can be successful when given the appropriate supports SDI. Be flexible. Provide individualized supports, including accommodations and modification. Make the content as close as possible to the others. So don't have the class doing math and you have the other ones doing a coloring sheet. Give them some math similar. Use grade and age appropriate materials, manipulatives, worksheets. Communicate with students with disabilities the same way you communicate with their non-disabled peers. Don't talk baby talk. Talk to them like everybody else. Encourage independency. Let them make their own choices. Don't assume that they can't do it and not give them an option. That was my second point. So allow students with disabilities to make their own choices and even their own mistakes. We all learn from our mistakes. Promote appropriate communication with both adults and peers. Promote talking to the other students. Tell them, let's do a group work and this is your group. Mix them up. Don't put them all together. And then let them know it's okay to talk to you also, not just their instructional aide or their special education teacher. As the general curriculum teacher, make them comfortable with you too. And deliver appropriate SDI. That's the big one. Specially designed instruction provided by a special education teacher to meet the unique academic and or functional needs of the students with disabilities. So providing the appropriate SDI can make those students feel more included and comfortable. So lastly, set high expectations. We all know that we work harder when we are expected to. I know I do. I put a lot into this because this was a high expectation project. So when students with disabilities are held to a high expectation, they are more likely to make progress and ultimately succeed. Low expectations can lead to less challenging instruction that limits their potential. So we all have one goal, student success in all areas. Thank you all.